Look what we have here, folks. We have a molted little cattle albo pelosum, Honduran curly hair. Let me take this molt and feel it. It's very crunchy. I'm going to offer this one some food in case it wants it. I'll put another water dish back that way. I'm going to spray this side over here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give you some water. Especially since you molted. Well, that snuck up on me. Alright. Would you like something to eat? Well, we're going to see if you're willing to take it. I noticed that tarantulas are really good at deciding whether or not it's time to eat or not after a molt. So, if they don't want it, they won't eat it. So then I just give them more time to harden up. Alright, let's see if this one would like a cricket. Nope. That one would have readily taken it if it wanted it. So, we're going to let this one harden up some more. But they'll leave this in as an update. What a beauty. Well, I would love to get I suspect this one's a male, but I will not know until I can see if the molt is good enough to sex it. Another one that doesn't seem to come out full for me. Alright, we'll move on. Oh, you want to turn around and show us the rest of you? You want to turn around? Oh, you're just so cute, little fuzzy bear. Oh, yes, I like your new clothes. Yeah, I do. You're beautiful. Alright, well, we got many more mouths to feed, so I'll feed you later. Alright, moving on. Now, this video is a little more depressing. This is Large Marge. Those of you who go way back, you remember Large Marge, my tea sturmy. She died, and so that's her dead body on the right and her molt on the left. It took me over a year to finally empty her enclosure and take out her dead body because I was just so upset over her death. I just didn't want to deal, you know. And so I don't know how to preserve tarantulas. I don't really want to pay anyone to do it. So, yeah, I mean, she's not that pretty right now. But, yeah, that's okay. I still wanted to save it. It's sad. But, that's just the way it is. When you keep a lot of animals, they're just going to die on you. You enjoy them while they're here, but then when they're gone, it hurts. But, yeah, that was her most, excuse me, her most recent molt. She died earlier last year. So, yeah, sad to see her like that. You can see her abdomen is fully collapsed. She's fully dried out now. There's obviously no, you know, blood inside or anything. No gore. She's dried out fully. So, yep. Very sad. But that's Large Marge. So I now have the LP in her old enclosure. So there you go. That was a little depressing, but I wanted to show you anyway. Because, I mean, it is interesting, even though it's sad. Alrighty. Well, we'll move on to something more cheerful. This is one I plan on rehousing pretty soon. But this is my Nandu carapoensis, webbed himself inside of its cave, so I'm going to leave this one alone. Normally this one does not web itself on a regular basis. sometimes when they do that, they're going to go into pre-molt or molt. So I can't see his abdomen in there, but I'm going to assume that this means that this one plans to molt soon. So we'll leave this one alone and not feed it, and just see if he molts soon. But I'll just give him some water and we'll leave him be. But a lot of times spiders will do that. When they're about to molt, they'll web themselves up inside their cave. Alright, we'll move on. Hey guys, I am going to transfer my oldest Lasiodora parahabana, the one I've had in my collection the longest of the three, female, from this enclosure into this enclosure. They're not much for burrowers, but the reason why I have a lot of substrate in there is to keep it from falling to its death if it decides to get adventurous and climb the top of the enclosure. Got a cute little skull and of course water, and the reason why I have rocks in there is to allow the spider to have better footing when it wants to take a drink, and also to aid in crickets not drowning in it. Even though this one's really good at eating all the crickets provided, but you never know if there's going to be a leftover. So what I'm going to do, this one is incredibly hair flicky. I'm going to try to do this as easy as possible. So I hope this, I'm going to, of course, with that appetite. I was going to nudge her bottom with this paintbrush, but I'm not so sure that's going to be a good idea because they have a voracious appetite, and she would probably try to attempt to climb the paintbrush. So I'm going to try this instead. Maybe if I put that there, you know. Now, since when do you give threat postures? Huh? So ever since that molt that you've had, you have a little bit of an attitude, huh? Is that what it is? Trying to get all that old substrate out. There we go. I'm trying to cup her. Yeah, she's not happy. Oh, get over it. Get in there. No, 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 no. Come on. It might help if you were able to see, right? Okay, she's not making it easy. Here, come on, get in there. Okay, well, it could have been worse. Could have been worse. And this skull has like a hole in the back if she chooses to crawl in there. But, so there we go. I guess it could have been much worse than that, even though that's the first time I think I've seen that one throw a threat posture. So, that wasn't too bad, now was it? Don't worry, feeding is coming up soon, so you will be rewarded once you get kind of used to your new enclosure a bit. Let's see if she'll let me just go ahead and remove this. No, she's not, so I'll just leave it in there until she's ready to come out on her own. There she is, Lasiodora parahabana, salmon pink bird eater. The one I've had, this is one of the survivors when I was in the hospital. LPs are very hardy, very easy to keep. You'd have to try hard to kill them. I mean, if this one survived my long hospital stay, you know, without food and water for, you know, over a month easily, then, you know, they're pretty hardy. All right, well, we got more to move, so let's end this one, let her de-stress, and move on to a different one for me to annoy. This one already has an attitude. I opened the lid and that's what I get. Earlier I gave her water and she did that. So I'm going to move this fun little thing over here. It's a subadult Nandu Colorado Velocis, Brazilian black and white. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm going to attempt to transfer this one. This is a very similar setup as the LP setup over here. Instead of a skull, I just got one of those big plastic flower pot things for hide. She does like to hide. Honestly, I don't know the gender yet. And again, the rocks are to help stabilize the spiders it drinks, but more so to keep crickets from drowning, although they might drown in that anyway. But anyway, and again, I got deep substrate in case it gets adventurous and wants to become like, you know, Spider-Man and crawl the ceiling and stuff. Then that way they won't fall to their death. They won't have far to fall. Look at that. Attitude. Alright, you think I'm going to stick my finger over there? No. This is why tongs come in handy. Oh, and I turned off the overhead fan. That's also a very good idea because they don't like a breeze. They're, you know, as you know, their hairs are very sensitive, and the breeze would startle them from the fan. So whenever you're handling your spiders or doing maintenance, I would highly recommend you turn off any air that's blowing in their direction. All right, let's try this. There. That's how you handle an attitude, a tarantula with an attitude when you want to transfer them. That way you don't have to touch them or get your fingers close. And just like the other one, I'm going to leave that cup in there for now and let her get out herself, because I don't think she would appreciate me trying to get her out. Right? Right. Well, excuse me. Alright, I'll let you go. Get over it. Alright, we'll move on to some other housings.